Hear you through the wall.
Are you gonna sit in the office?
In my office.
Oh, your
Every time
cave.
you both of these walls back up against that one. So I get to hear you either way.
Oh, nice.
And you're loud now.
I am a loud mouth.
Thank you sign in?
Yeah, I'm signed in. Good morning, Dick Nichols.
Bum, 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 bum. Good morning, Big Dan.
That's actually one of the best backgrounds you've had.
Well, I had to borrow. He's out of town. I borrowed it.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum,
One of the
bum.
first songs I ever learned to play on the accordion when I was 8 years old, I wanted to be president of the United States. I thought, better learn how to play it on my accordion, because that's probably as close as I'll ever get. But good singing, my friend. Hey, Randy, good seeing you too. Well, I don't see you yet, but I know you're there.
Well, I have a couple minutes.
I was on a home inspection yesterday for my listing, and it lasted 5.5 hours. The guy took 2
Why?
hours. I guess that's against Facebook's policy.
A
What
video?
was it?
I should run for office now.
What was against it?
Well, because I took the 30-second ad from the open house show I have Sunday mornings, and I added that onto it to talk about how I can do a virtual open house, and this is what it looks like. Well, because in the video it has a little arrow that you hit start and whatever, and it automatically worked. But Facebook has a policy you can't put an arrow in your ad. So I joined a select group being banned from Facebook. A bunch of twits. Oh, that'd be Twitter.
It's Twitter.
Twitter's.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is 8:02 on Thursday, August. I'm about to say June. I'm a few months behind right now.
Morning.
And I hope y'all are having yourselves a wonderful day.
You should run for president.
I should. I was texted last night by an old friend, and she said that she's like, I miss you. I miss your energy. We need to get together. I was like, no problem. And then I was texting with Melissa Quach, one of our agents, and she was talking about how she's not a morning person. She's an evening person. I was like, as you can tell, I'm more like an everyday, every time, anything kind of person. She's like, yeah, it's kind of weird. She's like, you're like the Energizer Bunny. I was like, no, it's more like nuclear power. Extremely, extremely powerful, but dangerous if not contained.
I love the northern lights in your background.
Actually, I accidentally deleted the one I had that had my name tag on it. So this is what you guys get until we're over the call. Sorry.
Oh, maybe, is that northern lights, or is that just a giant lava lamp?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All the above.
Yes. The answer is yes.
I'll be
How was
quiet
everyone
now.
this morning? How's your weeks?
I'll be quiet now.
I hope not. I just asked you a question.
I have a showing.
You have a showing?
Well, I've got to take a buyer out to go look at a property. Unfortunately, they're selling their house on their own.
Not yet.
Well, not yet,
They're
but
thinking about selling their house on their
no,
own.
they've
Little do
posted
they
it
know.
everywhere. No, they're selling it. I've already had that discussion, and they just don't want to pay an agent. And I said, okay, well.
Nice
this is
friend.
the second. So they sold the last one by FSBO as well. So this one, they know everything about real estate. So.
Do they know?
She's being facetious.
Look at that tail.
No, the way I was saying, I was correcting your vocabulary because you said they're selling their house on their own. No, they're attempting.
Attempting, yes.
They're discounting their house on their own.
Yes, that's it. They're discounting it.
Renee, your cat is super. I love that.
Anybody know where I
They're
can buy
both
some
they're both
flowers?
up here right now. Oh, they're jumping down now. Wait. I don't
Scared
know.
them away.
You know, Amber, we should start the Keller Williams FSBO squad and get some really high-tech Ranger type Keller Williams agents to make these FSBO's lives miserable, so that they say they'll never do that again.
Yeah, I told them they're okay. And the one side was, they actually were like, no, it was a pain in the ass last time. But the wife, she's like, no, we're not paying a realtor to sell our house. I said, okay, well, I'm right next door to you, so just let me know.
But at least you can pick up a buyer out of them if they're going to go out and look at another house. That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's just it. They're like, I'm not paying you 6% and then turn around paying you 3%. And I'm like, well, you're not paying me.
Yeah.
You're not paying me 3% on the buying side. The seller is paying me 3% on the buy side. And you're only paying me, well, essentially 3%, but I can tell you what that 3% goes to. And they were still.
Unfortunately, we have created a society of well-entertained, educated, and stubborn consumers where they think they know better. And it's great. And we've all heard of someone say, I know somebody can do it cheaper. I know somebody can do it for less. Or I'm just going to do it myself. All right, Brian. Thank you.
I told my mother the same thing.
So, you know the only person capable of selling their own house?
A real estate agent.
Real estate agent.
Not even that. Because if you don't sell it through the brokerage, you can't use the forms.
Oh, by themselves. Right. Okay.
A
Oh.
fool.
What's the answer?
A fool.
You brought my brother into the conversation. Why'd you do that?
He's related to you, Dick.
It's never a dull moment with them.
He was an only child, though.
He was.
He thought he was, at least. Yeah.
But yeah, Amber, that's a tough situation. As long as if you can build great rapport on showing houses and they want to get a house in contract and they lose a couple because, well, their house isn't on the market,
Yeah.
you might have some leverage, but
I'm waiting.
yeah, right. And that's the thing is 90% of FSBOs use an agent eventually, so the odds are in your favor. They may have had some success in the first part, but I'd go back and look at the trends and when the house sold and find out how much they left on the table.
Well, that's just it. I think it's overpriced.
And does sit for himself.
Yeah, well, we won't sit. It'll sit there and not sell. What's the price point?
$340.
$340.
What's it worth?
It's, I say, as far as comps in our neighborhood, because I run them often, because I was thinking about selling as well.
Because you live there.
Huh?
Because you live there.
Because I live there. It's about $315, $320. So they're about $20,000. However, it is a 6-bed, 3 full baths. However, it's the same square footage. They just turned a loft into a bedroom, and then they turned half their living room into a bedroom. So it's not necessarily, 6 bedrooms, but good luck finding an actual comp on a 6-bedroom because they're very limited.
Does that floor plan still flow when they've done that to it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it still flows. It's just like when you have that open space up as the loft, it's just a closed bedroom with a closet and a window. And then the room on the lower level, it's not a master, it's a lower. And then, and they have a den. So it's a 6-bed with den. And you're looking at
Jesus, how big is this house?
2,600 square feet.
Right, people live in that joint. Jeez, I could have like my whole family and
They have 4
That's-
kids and they work from home. So the den and the 6-bedroom, I believe, is being used as a office.
Smart.
And then the other ones are upstairs as far as the master and then the 4 bedrooms.
I think that's going to be a hard house to sell. I mean, not a lot of people looking for that big of a house. I mean, that kind of narrows it down.
Well, there is interest. I am actually following the pages that she posted on just to see. And I've put hey, just because she doesn't want a realtor doesn't mean a buyer doesn't need a realtor. So hit me up. So kind of putting a little prospecting little post on there. So
There you go. Is she willing to compensate the buyer's agent?
no, we already had that conversation.
She's gonna have herself fun all the time.
Wow.
Amber,
Yeah.
have you done some research to see, you said they sold their last house the same way. Did you see how long it took them to sell it? And like Dan was saying, how much they lost in that
A week.
transaction?
Yeah,
Oh,
a week.
A week. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually the buyer was more or less sight unseen. They already made an offer and then they looked at it. So the only thing that they had a hard time with was, it sounds like, the paperwork. They didn't really understand the paperwork piece.
Because that's where people get sued.
Yeah.
That's what I wonder, like, why would someone, I guess until they actually come across some legal problems, will they realize that, yes, it is not as easy as it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Or the buyer, in a BuyerNet case, if they don't do inspections or what have you, and then something goes wrong, the buyer's in a corner because they've got no proper path to the close with all the legal coverage,
Exactly. Yep. And if it's somebody on Facebook saying, yeah, I'm interested, and they don't have an agent, I'm kind of curious to see how that goes.
But sure, tell them to really put a lot of ads in Craigslist. That'll get them some business. And everybody who wants to, sort of scope out the house ahead of time.
That's smart. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
This has become more of a mastermind than a scripting lesson, but I think that's part of the scripting part of it, is having that conversation, like stay the course as the buyer's agent. And as things progress, just kind of like, hey, what's going on with the house? Any interest? Any bites? Any showing?
I'm driving them to go look at a house today. So
Yeah, just kind of pick and prod.
Oh yeah.
And then just try to highlight all the negative things we've talked about and just super focus. Which party was like, no, this was a headache last time? Husband or wife?
The husband.
Oof, that's gonna be tough. If the wife's like, we're not paying nobody. All right, Karen, calm down.
Yeah. And she was very adamant. Like, it made her uncomfortable because he even asked me. And she goes, no.
That's fine. To just keep asking him and him and him, like, how does that make you feel? How's the fact you haven't gotten an offer yet? How does that make you feel?
Maybe ask that question. How do you guys plan to work the inspection process and so on with these people, and have things be legally binding that it won't come back on you?
That's a good one.
That's a good one, Larry.
It's really good.
There's another aspect that Dick touched on. How are they protecting themselves? How they know the buyer is actually, that's their legitimate name? Anybody coming to see their home? Are they a criminal? There's a danger aspect to selling your own home without vetting people.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm going to use today on our drive, because I have access. And I know that they're pre-approved and, in contingency, right? Always with a contingency. So that'll be, of course, my kind of navigation piece to it. Yeah.
The contingency thing is going to be tough in this market.
It is. And I've already talked to them about that. However, it's still cold. Still cold.
Mm-hmm.
How old are how old is the sellers?
The house, 17.
How old are the sellers?
They are my age. They're in their mid-40s.
That old. Okay.
Dick.
You call me old?
He's Dick today.
Dick, no.
Where you going?
Married? Do you
I
have
can just
like
stop the recording real quick so we can really let Dick know what we think.
a bear?
My point is this: we're in a pandemic, and certain people have, whether it be age or maybe health reasons, you don't want to be around too many people that could be, with the virus. Do you want to open yourself up to having to show all these people this house yourself? Are they going to be wearing masks? Are they going to touch everything? Are you going to disinfect your house every time after someone sees the house or before they see it? We're living in a different world now. I wouldn't tell them this. I would say, ask the questions. Let them put their own answers to it. But I don't think I'd want to have a lot of strange people coming through my house without knowing that we're at least qualified buyers and that there's a realtor representing them, and the paperwork. I don't want those headaches right now.
Yeah,
this is the last time in the world you want headaches.
How do they buy the house is what I want to know, because that's the thing is, if they purchased a house FSBO, they were able to sell a house FSBO, you're not going to be able to shake a client that has that experience. It actually went decently well because it closed. If they've had multiple experiences with a FSBO, it's just like the same person that's done their own, mechanic work forever. You can't tell me I fixed it 100 times. I'm not paying somebody to do this. Well, what if you screw it up? I'm not going to screw it up. I've done it before. So you can't shake them with that because they're like, because they were the agent, they were the agentless buyers, they were the agentless sellers. So it kind of deters that mentality. So knowing how they purchased the house, I bet they purchased the house through an agent.
No, new construction.
There you go. So this is where it came from. They've had no experience on this house with an agent at all.
And I think the last house, they did have an agent, the one that they sold, and it was a close friend. So
Maybe that didn't go well.
well, she helped them. That's how they ended up getting through the home sale. That were some issues there. They asked her to help them with the paperwork because it wasn't going the way they thought it was. So she stepped in and helped them. I said, well,
As an agent or as a friend who knew something?
as a friend that is a real estate agent.
Yeah, see.
So
If you're sitting down with them, Amber, and ask them what their marketing plan is, I always find it good as I listen to them. They say something, I go, "Oh God, really?" Come, make them feel like I'm. But seriously, you're better off using the one keyword, next. Don't kick a dead horse. If you're dealing with someone who's actually, John Wayne once said, you can't fix stupid. Now, there's some legitimate reasons why someone may want to sell their house themselves. But when they're saying some of these crazy things, I've been there, and I've wasted a lot of time trying to, and I really love FSBOs. That's my main menu. All right. Don't waste your time with somebody that's going to take all your time out, and they're in the end they're going to figure out some way to cheat you or screw you or turn against you.
exactly. And that's why having the conversations, and because they're good friends, my children play with their children, and I think they, look at me as a friend, and I'm like, no, in this transaction, I'm a real estate agent. I said, if you hire me because you're going to hire me, this is not my next door neighbor is doing me a favor. This is not what this is. This conversation is professional and business. I said, putting our personal business, personal side aside, when we talk about selling your house, this is a transaction, and I'm still going to be obviously friends with you, but my point is we're not going to get personal and business confused.
I love that. I love that you're setting up the boundaries right away, because too many people get that crossed. The toughest deals I've had are with friends.
Oh God, yes.
And it was a buy-sell situation, and he was an asshole the entire time. And I pulled him aside and said, listen, Elliot, I love you like a brother, and you know that. I am not your best friend in this transaction. I am a real estate professional. Do not talk to me that way. And he was just like, oh. This Jennifer Valtos lady, man, I tell you.
Friends and family. Fortunately, I've outlived my.
Hi, Mara.
Fortunately, I have outlived most of my family, so I don't have to worry about that anymore.
She has a split personality.
So yeah, I love it, Amber. That was a great talking point. We talked about the contingencies and having that, but one thing is don't fight them, ride them. I love that term, because sometimes if you keep pushing for it, talk about the listing I lost last month. It's the guy said I was too hard of a closer, and everyone's all, too pushy, too hard of a closer? You? No. And that was the thing, is I had the conversation with the guy. I was like, would you rather somebody that rolled over in their grave and just took whatever they got, or you want someone that's going to fight for your financial well-being? And he was of the same mentality. Well, realtors don't sell houses, the MLS does. Okay. Let's take every realtor out of the equation. What do we get?
For sale by owner.
Zillow. We get Zillow. Best guesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Zestimate.
Yeah, there's an estimate that clearly says that this is not accurate. So
Yep.
we'll have to let us know how that goes.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I
Tell-
mean,
tell-
at least I can help them find a house, but I told them it's gonna be very hard if their house is, not selling. And I can't say it's contingent because it's not on the market. To me, she's selling it, but technically, what is considered on the market, guys?
Well, as soon as she puts it up for sale anywhere, you can consider it on the market. It's just,
Okay.
it's not going to have the same length as saying it's listed in the MLS.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's for sale. It's like a swap meet house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you can buy this if you want.
One of the great scripts with FSBOs is to let them share with them that it's like almost every buyer looks at your property as being a garage sale. And they figure, well, you're not going to pay any realtor's costs or anything else. I can get it for cheap, and I will string you along as much. I'm never going to offer you full price. So, maybe get a garage sale sign and say, here, let me help you out and sell your house. Here's a garage sale sign. Put your price on it.
I guess, yeah. This is a tough one because I'm like, I'm losing because
Are you-
FSBO. Everybody's like
No, you're not losing. You're not losing. You're learning.
learning. Yeah, true.
Are you signed up for Land Voice?
What?
Not anyone here signed up for Land Voice.
What is that?
I've done land, but
Never heard of it.
Land Voice Land Voice is a third-party lead aggregate. I don't recommend having a lot of those, but one thing that Land Voice used to do, and I don't know if they still do, is you can get a for sale by owner packet where you could put a sign in their yard that says for information, text this number. And then you can tell the for sale by owners that, hey, I got this thing for you. We can put it in your yard. It keeps people from calling you directly. It calls into a call service. They get a recording, and then it gets to you, so you don't have to give your private number out there. And it gives them details about the house. How it benefits me is it also gives me their lead too. So in the event that your house isn't what they're looking for, I can help them find something else. And it just feeds leads back to you, but it helps them. It's a point of, value for the sellers. It's a big point of value to you because you're able to, capture some leads and hopefully pick up a buyer, if not sell that house and then get them to list with you. So.
Yeah, I thought about that. Whenever I saw people saying interested, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should text or do a private message. Hey, do you have an agent?
Do it. Do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's, whoo, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Is
If
it
that's not a
anybody,
hand raised, I'm not.
anybody that says interested, that's an automatic lead.
Yeah, well, in general, so Facebook, I've gotten a few leads. There, 2 have been not good, but there's this one. When you guys say somebody likes my page, so I posted a sold, right? I sold up in the Northeast or whatever, and somebody says they like it. So that I don't know, that's not in my sphere. Are you guys sending them like a private message? Because I don't have a phone number yet, or an address, or any. Well, actually, I do probably have an address. I'd probably look up their name and actually find if they actually own a home. Because my question is, do you guys reach out to them and, send them a private message?
That sounds like an interesting idea.
So here's the thing, Larry. So I put a sold because I sold a property. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily an ad, but I posted it on my page. And when during my ad, people look on my page and they liked this sold property. I sent out as like, hey, Amber, if your market, seller's market, da-da-da-da. But what they're doing is they're liking my sold house. Well, when I actually look in the likes or loves, when they select
You get a list of names.
I actually look them up to see if they're in affiliation with a realtor, because sometimes realtors will say right on your page.
We support you.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I support you too, Tess. So it's one of those things where if I don't know them and I look at their Facebook page and they're not related to anything real estate, I send them a private message saying, hey, I saw that you liked my sold property. Are you looking to sell your house, or are you looking to buy in that area? Those type of questions.
Absolutely. That's another potential lead. And it's just reaching out. And if they, they're like, no, I just, like the fact that you sold the house. That's great. Okay, keep me in mind for when, you'll hear within the next 7 days, you're going to likely hear someone talk about wanting to buy or sell a house. Please keep me in mind and get me a name or give them my information.
That's good. I didn't think about forward thinking like that. I just said, hey, are you? So I should say, do you know anybody that's looking to sell their house right now?
Yeah, no, the better question, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell a house?
Who do you know? Yes.
Because again, that's what I tell people, when I
It's working. It's already working. Correcting each other's questions.
That's what I tell people though, is all the time, within a week, you're going to hear someone talk about real estate. And when that conversation comes up, please think about me. And that's when I can hit them with the Larry the House Guy thing. Easy to remember. You don't need a phone number. You don't need a card. It's just LarryTheHouseGuy.com. We all remember Larry the Cable Guy. Get it in. Well, LarryTheHouseGuy.com. And that's because of the phone number and emails on that. And, I've gotten a couple of phone calls and inquiries from that, just from that conversation. But again, the line is within the next 7 days, you're likely going to hear someone talk about real estate, buying or selling a house. So when you hear that, please keep me in mind.
Can I just say I had an epiphany moment here? I hope I pronunciated that right. But what we have here in this ramp up session is a think tank. We have the Keller Williams think tank every morning because there's a lot of great ideas flowing around here, even from you, Larry. And it's but this is great, and
good morning and welcome to KWTT. It's the Keller Williams think tank. I'm your host, Larry, and Dan. It's the Larry and Dan show.
This would be a great recruiting tool to be used to get other agents to come with us because we have a Keller Williams think tank and we help you solve your problems and make more money.
I'm glad that today was a bunch of shenanigans and
this was the energy this is the energy that was missing yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I missed Ignite yesterday. Whoever was at Ignite, I was working some deals.
Jason Carlton.
You missed me, Larry. I hear you.
We have the recording up, but we're going to start Ignite here soon. I don't even know what class it is today or who's teaching.
Today is a database.
Ooh, database.
Your database is your business.
This one. Oh.
Did they get
Teaching that
yesterday's
one.
posted yet?
What's that?
I don't know. Heather's working on them right now.
Okay.
So got a question real quick. Time blocking. So I know I'm supposed to be in Ignite today at 9, right? But with the market so hot, I can't risk being in Ignite. Like, I don't know what to do. So I have it time blocked, but right now the house I'm going to go show, they already have 4 people showing the house or looking at the house this morning. What in your mind would you do in this situation?
This is easy. If you have a hot lead buyer, it takes precedence.
Okay, gotcha.
I know the MREA says time block your schedule and your schedule will time block your life, blah, blah, blah. In the situation we're in is unprecedented. We've never seen a market like we have right now. If your buyers only have time between 9 and noon to go look at this house, and that's the only time you have to look at it, tomorrow is not an option. We need to go out there and look at it. However, big comma, if you erase it, you got to replace it. The good thing is we're going to have it recorded.
Yep.
And put it back out there. Renee, I just sent you the recording from yesterday's because they sent it out in the email yesterday.
Yeah, I got it.
Wait, no, this is the second one, not yesterday, isn't it?
It's the third one.
No, he just sent me an email, but I think. Hold on.
Oh, it is day 2, Spark 2. Maybe I haven't seen Spark 3 yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's been sent yet.
Yeah, so it'll be out.
I was just catching up on the stuff that I had missed last night. So.
Let me know.
The good thing yesterday was a bunch of scripts, and we talk scripts a lot, and you're part of this call every day, so that you can actually tell the people that were part of this.
Yeah, I was in and out of it, so.
Yeah. It was,
She sent Spark 3 at yesterday.
I never got it.
Okay.
I see the invite for Spark 3. I just
Put
don't
your arms out like this. We're going to have a group hug. Can everybody do that? Put your arms out. Let's have a group hug. Oh my God, you guys are like
Randy, quit touching me.
I love it.
Guys, you're right. This is the energy we're missing yesterday. We didn't have, I really do believe the life needs to have some shenanigans in it. I will challenge all of you to do a 66-day challenge with me. I just started mine this morning.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
It's easy stuff. Real easy stuff. Part 1 of my 66-day challenge is I'm drinking 32 ounces of water before I start my day. That
Ooh.
means I walk out of my bedroom into the kitchen, 32 ounces of water right away, just to get the day started, get the water in my system, and help curb the amount of crap that I drink. The amount of crap that I
I
drink.
already do that. Not first thing in the morning. but-
Now,
First thing in the morning, it's got to.
I do 10
30 minutes
ounces in
waking
the morning and then I drink the rest of it throughout the day.
okay, now, is beer considered like water? 'Cause
It has to be H2O,
oh,
filtered, not molested, not mixed, not mixed, not mixed. Second part of that, and this is the important part. If you guys don't want to do the water with me, that's okay. I'm trying to make myself healthier. Water's the key, and we're going to call it skinny juice. I'm stealing that from one of our agents. Kathy told me that.
What is
Skinny
it?
juice.
Oh, skinny
Water.
juice.
Skinny juice.
Skinny juice.
Jeez.
I'll challenge anybody to an arm wrestling match.
Second part of that, I'm going to mute Dick in a second,
Please.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
is I am going to do an appreciation log. So what I'm 3 things I'm appreciative of that day. Attitude of gratitude, people. I got a seller calling me, so think on that. If you want to join me, great. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bless you all.
Hey, Ms. Duncan.